I know. It's like corporate gossip. I'm sorry, I'm going to Europe and the next day I'm going to Miami. Yes. When is the Lord gonna take me? Like, well, but what's wrong with me? I'm too old to change. I am from Venezuela. That day, I think I understood. I need to leave my country. I need to leave everything that I know. All of the innocence, it's like they lost it.
Valentina. Got me too.
My story is nothing compared to what other people have gone through in Venezuela. I am very blessed.
Welcome back to Sweet and Savory with me, Danielle Savory, where we explore all the flavors of life. And yes, we actually eat them too. Today's guest is Valentina. I've known her for about 2 years now, and she made an impression on me immediately. Valentina is originally from Venezuela, and she approaches life with a very thoughtful balance of logic and compassion. She's level-headed, independent, and non-judgmental. Someone who understands that people and situations are usually more nuanced than they appear. She loves living life fully, working hard, traveling, spending time with friends, and getting competitive on the paddle court. Padel. She's also a proud mom to her rescue poodle, Mocha. Today, we're talking about her journey, what shapes her perspective, and how she navigates life with both clarity and compassion. I loved it! Valentina, I'm so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, okay. Valentina, I'm going to jump right in.
Go for it.
Where are you from?
I am from Venezuela.
Whereabouts in Venezuela?
Caracas, the capital.
Okay.
Actually, I think always say that I'm like from Miami too, because I moved there when I was 16. So, and then now I'm not an Angelino, and I've only been here for 2 years, but I love LA and I do feel at home here. So I guess global citizen, as some might say. But no, Venezuela.
I like to call you a world traveler. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I love it.
When did you move to Florida? At what age?
16. So 2012, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't do the math of the age yet.
It's fine.
So at 16 years old, you moved to Miami.
Miami, yes.
Okay.
Kind of funny because the part where I'm from, it's called Doral, which is a little like town in Miami, like another suburb, you would say, where 80% of the population is Venezuelan.
Okay.
So you would think that it's like not such a huge culture shock.
Yeah.
But going from an all-girls Catholic school to a co-ed public high school was
at 16
was crazy. Like it felt like I was in a movie, like in the typical like High School Musical movie, and you would see like people with the what's it called, Letterman jacket, like Letterman jackets and the uniforms, but not really a uniform like it was in private school. That it was a big shock.
So why did you leave Venezuela to go to Miami?
So my dad was living in Miami a year before.
Okay.
He used to be a banker in Venezuela, and I don't know how much like people will know about this, but Venezuela is a very tumultuous country, and we've been in a dictatorship since 1999, 2001. Mm-hmm. And my dad was being persecuted by the government. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, prosecuted, I think. Persecuted?
Wrongfully prosecuted, I guess I would say. Like it got to a point where if Chavez said your name in a national address, like you knew that you were going to be thrown in jail and questioned after. So
was his name said in a
his bank's name was said in one of the national addresses. And so
wow.
He was like he was able to leave the country, and at some point it was kind of like he was living in Miami, or he was staying in Miami while we were in Venezuela, just my mom, my sister, and I. Okay. And after a year, my mom and they made the decision of like, we need to actually get like political asylum, move uproot to Venezuela, to Miami, and then we'll figure out the rest.
What would happen in Venezuela if Chavez wanted to, like, you would go to jail?
I do know people, like I have like friends that I grew up with that their parents were put in jail for not agreeing with the government.
Okay.
So I think actually all of my dad's, like the C-suite or the E-suite, like the executive suite, mm-hmm. all of them were thrown in jail for like 6 to 8 months.
For no reason?
Yeah, I mean...
They found a reason.
They found a
made up a reason.
Yeah, like it's a delicate situation. Like you never know what a single individual is doing somewhere. Maybe one person pissed off somebody, lived the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that made like this whole thing of like, oh, then I'm going to go against you and everything that you own and that you do and everything. So I don't know who pissed off who, but then my dad's bank was like
part of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is.
Did it feel scary when you were 16? Like, did you understand the weight of that?
Yes, and I think I had to grow up very fast because it was one day I was in Venezuela. When you go, high school is 5 years. You do 3 years of basic high school, and then you choose either to go to sciences or humanities, right? If you're going to be...
At what age?
It's 15, 16.
Okay, then you.
So,
okay.
So you go from doing the basic, everybody does math, English, like science, history, etc. And you take a test, and then they put you into either science or humanities for the last 2 years of high school.
What is the difference between the science and humanity?
At that age, at 15, 16, you start wondering like, okay, what am I good at? Or what do I want to study? So if you want to be a doctor, if you want to do like engineering, if you want to do any of the sciences, right?
Okay.
Your last 2 years of high school would be, you take more advanced math, you take like more sciences, you take those type of classes.
Yeah, that makes
and
so
then,
smart.
Yeah.
So smart.
Honestly, like I'll get into that a little bit when it comes to like the educational component of like school in the US. But then the humanities, it's like they taught my friends like Latin, French, you would pick another language, you would take philosophy, you would take like more like detailed history of like Venezuelan history or history in the Americas, like politics, etc.
Okay.
Point is, that was what was going on in my life as a teenager there. It was like I was choosing between, oh, am I going to go into sciences? Am I going to do humanities? Like, what are we going to do this summer? Like,
yeah.
And from one day to the next, it's more like, hey, like your dad actually like cannot come back to Venezuela. So now your life is, what's that called? Like the rug gets
Pulled from underneath you.
Yes, I got that one right. And it was hard. Like actually, like 1 year of my life where I have not a lot of like recollection of my day to day or my life, which was my last year in Venezuela. Yeah. To this day, one of my closest friends, the one that got married last year in Madrid, she's like, we were very close already that year. And I was like, I don't remember that much. It's crazy how trauma just like boom, and you're like, it's fine, nothing's going on, and then years later, I'm like, I don't remember much of that last year.
It is very much a trauma response, right?
Absolutely.
You completely forget certain things.
Yeah. And then my mom was obviously like very like depressed and not knowing, because who did therapy 15 years ago?
Yeah.
And there were some days where like I had to grow up and be like kind of like the head of the family, even though my dad was always present. He's best dad in the world, honestly. But he was over there and he was dealing with his own things. And I had to, figure out how to get my sister and I to and from school, or like my mom would need like help, like just dealing with life. Cause I had to go to tennis. My sister had to go to dance class. Then my mom had to figure out how are we gonna like sell our house if we need to? How are we going to, like, at one point, like, we were so worried that our assets were being, like, frozen. Like, how are we going to get groceries? And thankfully, I grew up very privileged in Venezuela either way.
Yeah.
So me being worried about how are we going to survive this year was never in my conscious.
But did it at that point when you were thinking your assets might be frozen by the government? Did it hit you, or it never really hit you?
No, honestly, to be honest, I think I was being more selfish as a teenager is. Like, I was just kind of like going through the motions of like figuring out, yeah, I'll get my sister and I to school. I'll figure out this. But in my mind, I was like, my dad is not here for my last recital.
Yeah.
Like in Venezuela, we call this like gaita. It's like it's like this folkloric music that we hear in December.
Yeah.
And so you had a recital at the end of the year in December during Christmas. And I was like, why is my dad not here? Like, this is so, can we curse?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so
I bleep it out, but yes.
Yeah, okay. It's messed
but
up. Messed up.
I love the more curse words, the better. It feels real and authentic to me. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, so it was like, I think that's what the growing up that I had to do very quickly and not knowing how to deal with it. That it was like, on one hand, I'm doing very adult stuff that I shouldn't be doing, but that's life. And then on the other hand, it's like I'm also behaving like a child that wants their parents to be like present and
yeah, but understandably so. I mean, that's a lot to be going through at that age.
That was a horrible noise.
And what did you say? That was a horrible
I just did a horrible noise with my
So going back to a little bit of your childhood, so you said you were privileged for Venezuelan standards. By the standards there, you guys were more privileged. So your dad had a banking job. Did your mom work as well?
No, she didn't.
But you guys had privates, like you were able to go to school and all those things.
We were well off. We were like middle, what's it called?
Middle class.
Middle class, yeah.
And were your parents born and raised in Caracas as well?
Yes, both of my parents.
And then you have a younger sister, correct?
I have a younger sister. And we're 5 years, 4.5.
I love it. I love it when you answer my questions before. I'm like, perfect. You knew where I
Oh,
was
sorry.
going.
Yeah, that is right.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Is that usually happens with us? It's like we're like, yes, that, well, yes, and
That's why I feel like when we met each other, it was such like an instant because we
That
just
is true.
talked and talked and talked, and I was like, oh my God, you're awesome.
I felt the same.
But also, I love your whole story too. How much of an open book you are, and like I said earlier, how non-judgmental and compassionate you are as a human being. But we're gonna get into all of that. So it was a little scary of a time. You, your mom, and your sister, were you guys afraid that you guys could be put in jail as a result of your dad, or no?
No, because my dad wasn't that important. Like,
You're like, that's the good thing.
that's a good thing. It was just collateral damage.
Yeah.
Right. So that was him. Like he was just like the finance guy.
Yeah.
So the problem was with like the higher ups in the bank, as in like CEO or this person or whatever.
They
My
were more in
dad
trouble.
was just like the chief financial officer, right? Like it's not, or VP or whatever. Anyway, I don't remember that detail of the position itself. He wasn't that important. Our family was not like a prominent name. We weren't concerned, but that's the danger of Venezuela. The people that are important and they were put in jail or whatever, they could negotiate in the background and be like, either pay a preposterous, unofficial and like
A lot of bribes
under the, what's it called?
under the table.
Under the table bribe, or you were like thrown in jail, like or you would given house arrest, or you were told like you need to leave the country, etc. It was some dark times. My story is not the darkest. Like my story is actually like a very happy ending, which my sister and I came. We got political asylum. We're like Americans now, and proudly so. But not everybody has the same luck. So yeah.
Do you have friends from Venezuela that you still talk to?
Ooh, a lot.
And so a ton of friends still there?
I have friends over there still. Yeah, actually, the last time I went was 2 years ago, and I love my country. Like it's being Venezuelan is what, as you know, it's like I don't shut up about it. It's one of my greatest pride. But actually, LA looks very much like Caracas in the chaos of it, in the like the mountains, the climate. It's Miami is home because my family's there. My I guess development years were there. I have a lot of people there, but LA feels like, and everybody that has visited me that are from Venezuela, they've said like, okay, I get it. Like it kind of resembles Caracas a little.
Which is so interesting.
Yeah.
Are you going to take me to Caracas one day?
You should, absolutely.
Yeah, so you have friends there. You also, your family, so your mom, your dad, you guys moved to Miami. So they're in Miami still right now.
Yes, they are in Miami.
And do you have friends? Well, now you have friends in Miami because you moved there when you were 16,
Yeah,
right?
and also like everybody that moved from Caracas somewhere else, there's a lot of people in Venezuela that I've known all my life, and they just like moved there. So it's almost like you have already an embedded community.
Yeah.
And then over the summer, you saw like I have like, oh yeah, my cousin is in Barcelona, and then I have his friend in Madrid, and then I have somebody in London. Like it's a beauty and a curse, right? Where everybody is everywhere. We don't have that, I'm going to my friend's like wedding here at home, or like everybody's like here. But at the same time, wherever in the world I go, I know for sure there's going to be a Venezuelan friend or an acquaintance of a cousin of a cousin of a cousin that when they meet you, they immediately welcome you like if you were family. Which is what I love about my culture. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that it's not even if you're Venezuelan. Like I feel like you did that with me. We didn't know each other. We met each other. But, obviously we chatted for a little bit. And then you were just welcomed me. You're just like, I'm going to teach you all that Venezuelan food. Like,
yeah, well, true. And I think like our friend group is kind of like that.
It's
like
true.
It's honestly with the ups and downs of life and today, like everything. I mean, you travel, you do a lot of work. I am very busy as well. Everybody's busy with their lives.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much time it goes that we don't see each other. We have dinner and it's like nothing, no time has passed. And those are the friendships that matter the most.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. And I'm so grateful we have that and this friend group that we have.
In LA, that nobody had, well, you're from here.
Yeah.
But like either way, your family is like a couple hours away with traffic. Anything with traffic is 2 hours away here.
So true.
We have that like familiar component here in LA that I think it's so important, and it resembles a lot of how we are in Venezuela.
And I love that. And so you have friends all over the world now.
Yeah.
And
I have many couches to crash.
Which is what we need in life, especially when you love to travel.
Yes.
So you Miami went to school, and what did you do after school? So you went to a public school from a private school, or did you go to a private school again in Miami?
I went to public school.
Okay.
Public school, co-ed. Like,
So
that's how
was
you
the-
say
Boys and girls,
boys and
yeah.
girls, yeah.
So was the private school you went to in Caracas, was that just girls?
Just girls, Catholic,
Oh my gosh.
culture shock.
So what was that like?
Culture.
What was it going to an all-girls private Catholic school, first off?
Whenever I talk to my friends from my school in Venezuela, we're like, it was an experience because like it was a very strict school. It was very I guess like how going through these like growing up and you act out when you're a teenager and when you're growing up and you put a lot of women together with hormones as in like and it's chaos. And we were like our class was not bad behaved because it wasn't badly behaved. But we were like, we had so much fun. We would prank each other, and then
Like
the
what?
nuns
Like
were,
what's a prank? Could you give me an example?
oh my god, I need to see what the statute of limitations is for Caracas for pranks, for the school. No, but we would like oil the doorknob for the teachers not to be able to walk in.
Stop.
And so they would be outside and we would see them and they would be like that. Or like when you were taking tests, we were obviously wearing like skirts and we would try to write it down.
On your leg?
Yeah. And then you would try to go like this because like I was like, they're not gonna ask me to put my skirt up. Or like it was just there was so much camaraderie. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Camaraderie. Yeah.
But then also being strict with like I don't know if it's the Catholic component or the private component of the school, but it was like play hard and you gotta work hard, work hard, play hard, because you have to like the tests were so hard, the curriculum was so hard. I learned so much in the school, like as a like in terms of like math. Like for example, like I remember getting to the U.S. like public school system and I had this is where you start getting to know
I know where you're going with this.
No, but not even because like one of my aunts, my dad's sister, she moved here when she was 18. So she told me, she was like, Valentina, you're gonna sit down with a counselor and you're gonna tell her, give me AP and Cambridge classes. Yeah. And imagine me, 16. I haven't changed much personality wise. So imagine. I sit across a counselor in an American system.
How strong was your accent then?
And I wasn't like, I tested out of ESOL. I didn't have to do English as a second language, but I was like, what am I like? I don't know how to speak English. Like it wasn't conversational English. Like I didn't know the slang or it was very like, I would like to go to the restroom if I may. And I was like, now it's like, I need to pee, like, but the counselor, she deadly stares at me. And I go, no, you don't get it. I went to this school in Venezuela. I can handle AP in Cambridge. And she goes and she's like, I know you think you do, but I don't know that school. I don't know your skills. I'm sorry. You need to go into the regular curriculum. And I remember sitting in my geometry class, at 16. And I was like, I saw this 4 years ago. Like, why are you explaining to me right now that a triangle, how many angles are inside a triangle or how many sides? I was like, mind you, to no fault. I mean, I have my thoughts on the American system, but like for some people in that room, it was the first time they were seeing that.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that counselor, she learned my name because I saw her in that first month, like 25 times. And it wasn't until a professor that was sitting next to me, he was like, you're always here. What's up? And I was like, I don't know how to advocate for myself. Like, believe me that I'm good for it. So he helped me and he was like, I'm going to make you be in my AP Spanish class. Which AP Spanish? Like,
yeah, you were like, I can do that in my sleep.
Yeah. AP Spanish class. But you need to have like straight A's because then for next semester, I'm going to advocate for you to get like honors AP, whatever.
But next semester would have been, semester, not year. Because you technically, when you came at 16, did they put you in sophomore year or junior year?
Sophomore. I had to do one more year of high school. My friends in Venezuela graduated 1 year before me.
That frustrated the hell out of you?
Now I'm very thankful. Now I'm very thankful because of everything. I feel like if I had been put in junior year, I would not have gotten used to the American system. And for college, it would have been like a struggle.
You were able to acclimate, basically.
Yeah.
It gave you that extra year to kind of just get your bearings.
Here, it's funny because like the other day, there was an article in the New York Times about kindergarten applications in New York City.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, he didn't get it to his preferred kinder. And now like his life is ruined. And I'm like, okay, that's an exaggeration. But you extrapolate it to like the classes in college here, you need to start thinking about college in middle school.
It's so true.
If your kids are not, like I don't have kids, but if your kids are not in the gifted like room in middle school, then for high school, it's like, what are they gonna pick?
It's especially if you're trying to get any sort of scholarship or grants, like you have to show so much of that, and you have to start so early of leadership classes and extracurricular activities and being an eight. Yes.
Debate.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that somebody
Did
was
you do
like,
debate?
I should have.
I was like, you should have done debate.
I should have. But no, I didn't because I was so self-conscious about my accent.
Oh my God.
I
It
know.
would have been phenomenal.
I feel like I would have fought everybody.
Oh my God, you would have won. You would have won
my
every
God.
debate.
But I didn't. I should have. But I was like, what do you mean debate club in sophomore year? What is that? All of these extracurriculars. But
Yeah.
it
Actually
actually
have the extracurriculars in Venezuela.
no. No, like it's, I think in 4th and 5th year of high school,
Oh.
and your extracurricular was like you could pick from 2 or from 3.
Which would be like what?
Another language.
Got it.
Or a specialized science class or something like that. Depends on the school that you went to.
Got it.
But your original question, like a half an hour ago, was
I think it was just the
getting used to
getting
it.
used to it, but also
Yeah.
like when you came to Miami and you were in the school system, going from, we were talking a lot about your Catholic private strict school
Yeah.
to then being in public school, the pranks you guys played
Yeah.
at the Catholic school.
And something I didn't say, which is, yeah, we played like pranks and whatever, but it also gave me a lot of discipline. And that, like, it's funny because now I see my friends. We're all in different stages of our life. Some are married with kids. Some are doing med school. Some are like started again in a new country and they have to redo their entire university.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So we're all in different like phases of life, but we are the very classic prototype of this school and this place that we all like. We're very disciplined. We're very organized. We're very like leaders, and I don't know how they did it. It is amazing, but every time that I talk to them, it's like, how? Because I don't remember them. They didn't teach us leadership like class. They didn't do that. I think it was just a perfect storm of things of like how they did the school.
Did you respect your teachers? Or were they nuns? Were they considered nuns?
Many were nuns. We had nuns, and then we also had regular like teachers.
Okay. Respect them, I think, because that's always a factor.
Depends on the professor. I think everybody. You have some animosity with some, not so much with others. I think I was known as a trouble child.
I could see that.
Yes, but now all of my friends say like, actually, you were fine. Like, why do you think that you were? And I was like, listen, trauma. I don't know. But yeah, it was just like I always defied the status quo of like, I don't like you telling me to do something just to do it. Tell me why. I'll be rational and understand it, and then I'll do it. But I think that was not.
Also,
Maybe I didn't convey it this way. I should have.
well, how can you at 15? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
So basically, like authority figures weren't really, if they just told you, authority figures told you to do something without
I
giving
was
you a
very
reason.
rebellious in that regard.
Which, I mean, honestly, it just sounds like you were more curious.
Yes.
You were just a curious brain, like, okay, you want me to do this, but why do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
Which honestly, I look at it as more of like, okay, I'm going to do it if you can tell me the reason behind the reason why I have to do it.
Yes.
And I
absolutely.
actually think that's extremely smart. I think most kids should try to do that instead of being told you should just listen to your elders. I mean, yes, respect and listen to your elders.
Exactly.
But at
Like,
the same time.
Yeah, it is a combination, right? Yeah.
But I wonder if that's also your upbringing too. Is your sister like that as well?
No, actually, she's very different than me.
I knew she
But
was different, but
she's
I've only met
very-
her once, twice.
Once or twice?
Once or twice.
I think once.
Once.
I
at
don't
the
know.
dinner, yeah. Okay.
But no, because my parents didn't come when my sister was here.
No, but I have met your parents.
Yes.
I love your parents.
I told her that we're watching the Oscars this weekend, and she was like, "Are you guys gonna dress up?" And I'm like, "No."
Yes.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so just a little backstory for those listening. We did a little Oscar party. I did a little Oscar party. Was it last year?
Yeah,
Wow, it's already been a year.
I know.
I did a little Oscar party at my house get together where I was like, everyone come, but you have to dress up. Like dress up not as characters in the movie, dress up as like if you were going to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yes. And so some people were very annoyed that I had to dress up, but it was so much fun.
And my mom went all out. My mom, is iconic.
Stunning.
Yes.
Your mother is so stunning. I like met your parents. I was like, I couldn't stop staring at your mother. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's gonna love this.
But as a couple, your mother and father you can tell like the love between them is
I know.
beautiful. Like
I know.
you don't see a lot of people.
They have set the bar so high.
Yes.
Sometimes I tell them, honestly, why couldn't you be less good? Like, why can you, like, Dad, you have set an impossible standard.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think they make them like this anymore.
Are you
Maybe
still
I'm
single,
wrong.
Valentina?
Yes, I am.
I just thought I would elaborate on what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oops. No, I'm actually married with 3 children. No, I'm kidding.
No, and it's hard, but also too, like you're picking from the pool of people in LA, and LA, it's just like any big city. It's hard to find a good partner.
Yeah,
But
sure.
your father is quite the gentleman and loves your mother. You could just tell, and she loves him, and it's beautiful.
They
to see.
laugh. You know, like this is something that I was talking to them the other day, that because I went in December and we went out clubbing.
To Miami?
Yeah, we went clubbing with my parents, which is like amazing.
Yes.
And they were dancing and they laugh. And that's what I tell my mom. Like, I think that's, she's like, no, I think that's the secret. You need to like dance through life and laugh together. And that's honestly, like, even in the hardest times that my parents have had as a couple and as a family, they always laugh. It's crazy. Like, it's like in the little minutiae of things in life, they laugh, even if they're going through a hard time. And I think that's so important.
How did your mom and dad meet? Do you know?
I do.
How did they?
And honestly, I'm so obsessed with their story that it was a running joke that whenever a new friend or a new group of friends would come over, my dad would make arepas, which, I mean, you weren't here when my dad did it, but it's like a tradition.
Oh, you made arepas?
Yeah, they were
Yes,
so good.
so good. We're gonna eat one later.
Yes. And they always end up telling their story.
Mm-hmm.
It goes for an hour, but in a nutshell, my mom was doing a rotational. My mom is she did business administration in college.
Okay.
So they met in her last year of college. She was doing a rotational program in the bank. And my dad, they're 9 years apart. So my dad was already like, I mean, ahead in his career.
Yeah.
And they met when she was in his department. Ooh, I know. It's like corporate gossip. Sassy. Yes. But my mom is spicy. My mom was like, no, you're just scared you're not going to marry anyone. Like, because you're already old. Like, yes.
Okay, so you take after your mother.
Well, maybe.
Sorry, I'm starting to pick up on it. Okay.
Yes. The first time that they went out and they were like, we are actually interested in each other. Like, we need to stop with this, like, yes and no, like, maybe, not maybe. My dad looked at her in the eye and he was like, you and I are going to get married. And she was like, I'm sorry. No, I'm too young. I'm like, this is not going to happen. Like, we're just getting to know each other. We're having fun, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long? How many more years later?
I mean, I think I'm 30. So 32. This year, they're going to turn 32 years married.
And so that was, they dated for, it's crazy that they've been together 32 years and they're still so
Oh, no,
my
they
gosh.
dated for like a year.
And that was it. And then.
No, by the year, I think they were already like kind of like married. My mom was doing her thesis, working and planning a wedding all at the same time. I was like, how did you?
Yeah, you're your mother's daughter. You're 100% your mother's daughter.
Overachiever.
I see it all right now. And also, like, she's also looking at your father being like, oh, you want me to marry you? Give me a reason.
Give me, yeah.
Basically.
She's like, come
Tell
here.
me why.
Yeah. And my grandma fell in love with my dad too. And that's when it's actually a nice little story because my mom was just, not that she was dating around. Please don't put this. She's going to kill me.
But also, she's a young woman. And
She was a young woman. So she was like
in her
going
20s.
out. Yeah,
she should be.
She was going out with her friends and getting to know people, etc. But she had like this guy that was asking her out or something like that. And then whenever they would go to work stuff, my grandma sat her down one day, or she was looking at her like doing her makeup or something.
Yeah.
And she told her, she's like, do you realize that you put more time into your outfit and your makeup when you go out with Alejandro than when you go out with like these people?
Stop
and
it.
my mom was like, stop it. Yes.
She picked up on it.
Yes. And my mom, it was subconscious. Like my mom was like, Mom, you're obviously not. Like it's not like that. And then my grandma, to her last day, she loved my dad like if he was her son.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry you lost your grandmother.
Oh, yeah. It was actually, I think, obviously I keep her with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I think nowadays, I think it's for the best. She passed away the year that we moved here. So I think that last year is also why it was so a lot. Because my mom had to deal with that alone because her sister also wasn't in Venezuela. So
where was her sister?
In that time, she was in Spain.
Okay.
So she had to like travel back, but we didn't know when was a good time to like for her to come back, if it was the last few moments or etc. It was a lot for my mom to deal with as well. But now I'm relieved that it happened then. I take her with me everywhere I go. It's somebody that I have very present in my life. But thankfully, she passed away the last year that we were in Venezuela. So I feel like us moving to the U.S. and then also it was kind of like a closure to Venezuela in that sense, because my grandma was the person that like my grandma and my nanny were the people that helped raise us. It was good that happened then, and then we just went on with life.
Would your grandma have come to Miami with you at any point if she had
Don't know.
lived?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
But it felt like a chapter was closing. Like, okay, I'm leaving Venezuela, but I'm also I'm not leaving my grandmother, and she left us.
Exactly.
And then you had a nanny.
Yeah.
You left that part out.
Well, yeah, because it's like it wasn't a nanny in Venezuela. Like you have nurses when they're babies. Like usually some people's like have nurse help around at the beginning. Mi tata, that's what we call it. Her name is Rafaela. We call her Tata.
What does Tata mean? That was just a nickname.
I think it's, I don't know, La Tata. I don't know.
La Tata?
Yeah, like la as in the Tata.
The Tata.
Tata, I don't
Fascinating.
know.
Okay, so you had this Tata.
Yeah, mi Tata.
He was part of your whole life or just when you were young?
So that's like, the long story short is that my mom and my aunt had her, like she was a nurse and she would be there with them for the first like months of their life with my grandma. So then she helped with my mom and then she would go to different families. That woman traveled the world with all of these Venezuelan families that took her everywhere. She was that good. Like people wanted her as a nurse for their kids. So she traveled to like London and Europe and the US and like Argentina and places like that. And I was like,
To take
"Girl."
care of the kids when they were little. Basically, it's when you're the little.
Exactly.
Like a night nurse when like babies are just born up until a certain age.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then she did it with my mom. She did it with my aunt. And then at some point, like whenever she was between jobs, she just started staying in our house.
Got it.
But then when I was born, she was already like not a nurse, like at all. She wasn't working. She was already like grandma. Ever since with me, she just stayed. So in my grandma's house, it was always like my grandma and my tata. Like it's
So she
one and the same.
stayed. So you
Yeah, she lived with us.
Oh
like
my God.
She's like my grandma. Like I don't see her as a nanny or she didn't work for us. For my mom and for my aunt, she did.
Yeah.
But then like my grandma and her became friends and she just became part of our family.
Is she still with us?
Yes, she's in Venezuela. She's in Colombia with her actual family.
Okay.
When the pandemic started in March 2020, I was almost left stranded in Colombia when airports started closing because I visited her for my spring break.
Oh no.
And I was only able to see her 2 days and then I had to get on a flight back.
Because you were going to miss the...
No, because if I didn't, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It was also,
so many people stranded for like a year of their life places.
it was also the most traumatizing day of my life.
Why?
Because I hadn't seen her in a while and she's old. I don't know how she's at this point where she's like, when is the Lord gonna take me? Like, and I'm like, every time you say that, add a year to your life.
Yeah.
Like, stop
Oh my
complaining.
gosh, that's so true. My grandmother's like that
She
too.
just turned 92.
95. And she does the same thing. She's like, I'm ready to go and be with James. I'm ready to go and be with... And I'm just like, Grandma, the more you say that, like, literally the more you're going to be 105.
Yes. So that's the thing. I was only able to see her for like 24, 36 hours.
Wherever that was, yeah.
But then hopefully, like honestly, I'm going to a wedding in November.
Okay.
And if I can, in Colombia. So if I can, I want to see her. She's the best and she's savage. The other day I called her and she was like, are you still single or what? Are you like a spinster? Is that what they say?
Spinster, yeah.
Spinster? Or what? And I was like, believe me, it's not by choice. Like
I'm trying to find someone who makes me laugh, but also like...
And dances with me.
And tells me all the amazing things.
Yes.
I'm trying to find the perfect one.
Exactly.
It's hard to find in this city.
I know.
I love that though. But it sounds like you were surrounded by a lot of strong, independent, but also like, is sassy the right word? Like,
Yes.
sassy women.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way.
As I mean, you were surrounded by them.
And my mom has a group of like women friends that are, I call them all my aunts. I mean, you've heard me talk about like my aunt and my aunt. You're like, how many freaking
aunts do you have?
aunts and do you have?
You say aunts, sorry. I said aunts, but how many aunts do you
Yeah. Oh, aunts or aunts.
It's like tomato,
accent.
tomato. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, because I'd never thought about it that way. But I've been blessed to be so surrounded with a lot of like female positive figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all great.
It shows because I feel like, yeah, you're very strong-willed. And it shows. I very much value every time I'm like, God, I wish I was more like Valentina. So why did you guys choose Miami? Because you said Venezuelans, do most Venezuelans that leave Venezuela seek asylum or are people just leaving Venezuela?
So it depends, right? Because like for you to have political asylum, for you to request asylum, you need
Political asylum, that's what.
Yeah, no, it's called asylum.
asylum, okay.
You have to show. You have to make an application. You have to show that you're like you fear for your life in Venezuela, in your country. Anybody from any country can get political asylum. So my dad had to do an application, show press releases, newspapers, like a lot of stuff. One time, even like my dad was in hiding. They took us out. This is the part where I say like this part could be a movie, but there are so many families that could be a movie. They were gonna come allanar. I don't know how to say that word in English. What's it called when the cops come in and they start seeing everything?
Raid?
Yeah.
Like a
Search and
seizure,
warrant.
search
Yeah,
warrant.
like a search warrant, but it wasn't really accurate. We had to leave our house at like 1 a.m. in separate cars. Again, this is my recollection from a very traumatic year, so I don't know if there's some sort of fiction from protecting from my brain.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because my mom tells it the same. But they put my mom in one car, my sister in another car, and they took separate routes to go to my uncle's house where my dad was waiting for us. And I don't remember what happened, but it's just that they got a tip that they were going to come to the house and like raid it. And we were inside. So we left everything, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the end, right? That was the beginning of my dad being like, this is not safe. Like, we don't know what to do. And then the reason why he stayed in Miami is that he got a call when they were in vacation. My mom, my sister, and my dad were in Miami.
Yeah.
And
Why didn't they bring you?
because I was having, in Venezuela, when you turn 15, you have either the quinceañera party, if you have the means and whatever, you have this thing, do you do a tour in Europe? So I was in Europe when this happened. My dad got the call and it was like, hey, where are you? And he was like, I'm in Miami. They're like, well, you stay there. Because then there was a warrant and everything. And that's kind of like what it's
So he just stayed. So he was in Miami on vacation while you
Yes.
were doing your fancy trip in Europe to
Yeah.
celebrate the fact that
And
you were
then-
15.
No. I felt like I was so important. I didn't know the implications of it because, like, obviously, my parents made a very big sacrifice for me to do that, like, trip.
Yeah.
Because again, we weren't like rich.
Yeah.
But I did that, and then the next day I landed in Venezuela, and then my mom's friend picks me up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, so we're gonna go home. You're gonna wash up your clothes, laundry, whatever. You're gonna sleep, and then tomorrow you're gonna meet them in Miami." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to Europe, and the next day I'm going to Miami." Yes, thank you. And then I get to Miami, I get in the car, and my parents have this like expression of like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's happening? And then they tell me, like, this is what's happening. We don't know if we're going to come back, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, wait a second. Yesterday, I was in Rome, like, literally, Venezuela for like a quick nap. And now you're telling me that our whole life changed. Like, what?
And again, you're a 15-year-old mind. You're like,
15
what the hell, mom and dad? I have a life.
Yeah, no, that was my exact thing. I was like, what do you mean we're going to move here? I have 2 more years of high school.
Take me back, though. So this thing, what is this thing called when you go at 15 and you travel Europe? What is that called?
Tour.
Tour?
Yeah, it's like the Europe tour. It's like the
And do you
a
go
European
with
tour.
like a chaperone, or do you go with...
There's agencies. Like there's agencies set up in Venezuela that are, I don't know if they do it anymore. I think they do. You go and it's like the tour agency, whatever, insert here. It's like, hey, okay, so we're having 3 tours this year. These are the dates of 1, 2, and 3. And usually you get with your friends.
Yeah.
And you like
together.
Go together. That's what we did. It was like a group of friends that with most of them I'm still friends to today.
I mean, I can imagine. You guys traveled the world. That was your first time, I'm assuming, going to Europe?
Going to Europe, yeah. Going to Europe, yeah.
You traveled with like your mom and dad.
We used to come a lot to the States though. So that's
Interesting. To Miami, basically.
Miami, New York.
Okay.
We did LA when we were young.
No way. Just for vacation?
Yeah, we did. It was beautiful. We did like San Diego, San Francisco,
That's the
LA.
perfect way to do it.
Sausalito, Santa Barbara, all of it.
Oh my God.
It was, yeah, lovely. Never did I expect to live in LA, but
That's so interesting that you never even thought that this would happen.
yeah, I have
We'll get back
I
to
went
that
with
too.
I went with my mom to have like redo the pictures from that trip, like in the Beverly Hills sign, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, yes, you have to.
Yes.
Take them all over again.
Exactly.
And like now, oh
One
my
day
gosh,
we'll
you
do
have
it.
to.
It's gonna be freaking hilarious.
So you did. So you went on this tour with these
Yeah.
girlfriends, and that's something that's just very common at 15. And you went with
Yeah, if you're from a certain like background, right, in Venezuela.
yeah.
Again,
Is
I'm
it
very
socioeconomic
privileged.
class essentially?
Yes.
A
Yes.
certain socioeconomic class.
Yes.
Then you get to go on this. So that's and then how long did you guys stay in Miami before you, your mom, and your sister went back to Venezuela?
I think we stayed for like a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we stayed for a month and then we said bye to my dad.
Yeah.
And then we saw him every chance we had like a week off or some sort of holiday, we would fly, we would see him, and then we'd come back. And my mom saw him like 2 more times when they went to like pick where we're gonna live and all of that. I honestly, I've never had a conversation with them too about like how hard it was for them as adults. Because obviously I was going through it. My sister is going through it. Each of us is going to have a different recollection of that year.
Yeah.
But the shocking thing was like after a year, my dad and I, that we're very close, we've always been very close, the 4 of us. But I remember like those first few days, I would make coffees for 3 and my dad would make coffee for 1. Like in the morning, just because you were so used to solitude or to our dynamic that we had to relearn how to be a family of 4 again. And things like my dad, like not that my dad is like sexist, because my dad is the most feminist guy I've ever met.
He's very much a gentleman too.
But it's that line of like gentleman without being like, I want you to find someone that sustains you, or like, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He had no space in our bubble, in our 3 people bubble, because it was like something stupid, right? Like the coffee example. Yeah. He was also used to being that. And so we worked a lot as a family to do that, which I think it's good in the States.
Yeah.
The family unit in the United States is very siblings and parents. In Venezuela and many other countries, you have the aunts, the grandma, the cousins, the friends of a family, the family friends. Like it's very more community based, and I think that actually helps us here, being like us 4 against the world in that sense. It's like we need to figure out life us 4 again, and so it helped us get back to a rhythm.
It sounds like you really took on a parental role when your dad was in Miami for that year.
Yes,
because like you're just saying, like I know it was just kind of like in passing, but like the fact that you were the one making the 3 coffees in the morning. I also love that your sister at, what would that age be, like 11 was drinking coffee. But
oh yeah, well, okay, it's not an espresso, it's like a little latte, like a milk with a little bit of coffee.
Yeah, was that
That's
leche?
funny.
Something leche. Or
Yeah,
you don't
café
say
con
leche?
leche. Café con leche.
Okay.
Yeah. That's funny. I didn't even, to me, that didn't even register to
And it did. I was like, yeah.
I made the coffee to my 12-year-old sister. What are you talking about?
But it says more that you were really taking on the parental role. And it sounds like it was a lot. It was a lot to take on at 16. Your mom is dealing with a lot of stress that she's probably not verbalizing to you because you're her daughter. And so she's trying to keep it together. And you're realizing I have to pick up the slack because usually dad's here to do a lot of stuff. And so you were just by happenstance, by the situation you guys were in, everyone had to kind of play their role.
Yes.
So it sounds like it was a very influential year that kind of is something that'll stick with you forever.
Yeah. And actually, it's something that like in therapy, I've over the years, I've worked on it a lot, because even to this day, it's been what, like 13 years?
14, yeah. 14, if you're 30, 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
Yep.
And to this day, like our family dynamic, I'm very much the like eldest daughter. Like we're going on a trip. It's like, hey, when are we going to get the tickets? Where are we going to get the hotel? What are we going to do? I had this very nice conversation with my mom the other day, because they're also going to therapy, which is like the 4 of us are going to therapy. And it took a while.
But I love that.
It's amazing.
Did you convince them? You convinced your sister and your parents?
Not really.
They just fell into it.
For many years. It's the typical thing with therapy, right? And I think in a Latino family, sometimes it's like trying to get your parents to go to therapy. It's almost like the response is, well, but what's wrong with me? Or I know what's wrong with me, or I'm too old to change. And it's like, nobody's too old to change.
Or to heal wounds. It's not even just change.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just like everyone's got some trauma and some wounds. Mm-hmm. And sometimes therapy's there just to heal it.
Absolutely. When I started going to therapy, I had my mom and I have always been close, but I had a couple of years where I was like, I feel like this is too much of the expectations on me.
Did you have some resentment?
I think so, in the sense of like that was never expected of my sister. Right? Like it's like
she was younger.
Yeah. And I'm always the one that needs to solve everything. And then my sister is just there orbiting around the issues, right? But over the years, I've had conversations with my sister where I tell her like, I can't with this alone. Yeah. Like I need your help with figuring out this situation or that situation. And then with my mom, it's like, I can't be the one that always solves everything. And at the beginning, it was more like, it's not only about therapy, but it's also about like working on yourself. Because you can work on yourself if you don't go to therapy just by circumstances of life, right? But I felt like me telling them like, I can't help all the time, or I can be the one to solve things. Sometimes they would see it as, you are choosing to change our routine and our family dynamic, and that is not fair. Not that they would vocalize it or not that they would like say it outright.
Yeah.
But then after years, I was like, okay, maybe I wasn't communicating it in the best way. I'm also very fiery.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes. And then also when we all started to be more like self-aware, let's say, because it's not only the therapy, it's like being self-aware as a family.
Yeah.
My mom was like, I know you're busy. I need help with this whenever you can. Or my sister telling me like, I know sometimes we put a lot on you, but like you can rely on me. And now it's like, I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to fight about? Like,
This is
amazing.
I love that. What are we going to fight about?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're like looking for something to fight. It's interesting though. It sounds like from what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you set a boundary. You just said like, hey, listen, I this is what I need. I can't do this. I can't be this for you.
Yeah.
And they heard it. And no one ever does well when they hear it the first time. I think boundaries are always hard. They're hard to say. They're hard to hear.
People have therapy talk so loose now that people are like, I need to set boundaries. So this is what's good for me. And it's like, okay,
Yes.
we live in a freaking society. There is a limit to boundaries. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
From my perspective, I get it. A lot of times, words used in therapy like boundaries or narcissism or having resentment, trauma, triggers, like all these words that are kind of used can be overused. Or what I find can be used for people's own agenda. Like a selfish person can then start going around being like, these are my boundaries because this isn't what I want. But then they're the person expecting everything from someone else. You're like, whoa.
Exactly.
So when I give you my boundary, you didn't accept it, but you're giving me boundaries. Like it's got to go both ways.
Yes.
Kevin, at first, when we're very big, we're very therapized. We do all the therapy. And he at first was like, I hate this word boundaries. Boundaries this and boundaries that. I hate this word. And he hated it. Like he's going to be so sad for me to say this. Like he hated the word because I think he was just, I can't speak for him, but that's because we've done a lot of therapy. But it just feels like sometimes it can be overused, and it's also scary to to have boundaries, and so you kind of push against it. But I just think it gets overused.
Because don't you think that sometimes the misuse of boundary means I don't want to compromise?
Yes.
Like
it's someone being selfish
is my problem with
and
it.
stubborn sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the thing with me that makes it like I need to set this boundary. And with my sister and I are very close. We talk every day, like honestly. With that comes also a lot of conflict sometimes, right? Like the more you talk, the more conflict there can be. And when we used to have like what?
It's just so true. But it's also like, then just don't talk. You're like, no. The more we talk, the more conflict we have. But it's so
but the
true.
more growing that we do. And it's like, at some point we were like having this discussion the argument, and it was, no, is that I'm setting this boundary and this is what I want. And I was like, you don't get to set boundaries for every little thing that bothers you. Like we're sisters, we're in each other's life forever. Like there has to be, something's got to give.
I think too, like boundaries can be something.
I think I'm trash talking my sister and she's going to hate me.
No, you're not at all. I do think boundaries are something that can be adjusted. You can also verbalize your boundary and someone can come back and say, I hear you, but I can meet you halfway. Mm-hmm. Like it should be a conversation. It should be something that's discussed. But I do find, listen, people that are givers, which we know, you know if you're a giver, you know if someone's a giver.
Yeah.
When they're usually the ones that are setting valid boundaries. The people that are not givers, which we know those people too. Everyone has friends that are like, oh, that person, no. They're not going to be the one that drives me to the airport. They're not going to be the one, they're not the friend I call when I'm really, really, really need something. But I love them. They're a dear friend. If they're setting boundaries, you're kind of like, okay, let me hear what you're setting. I respect it.
Yeah.
But like, really? So,
because
it all depends on the person and the personality. But usually if you're someone who's a giver, your boundaries are usually pretty valid.
Yeah. And what happens to me sometimes is that I think I am a giver. I would like to think.
Yes. No,
I am.
I will say you're someone who will take the initiative. If we're like, hey, we want to do this vacation, we want to do this trip, or we want to go this thing, or we want to do a dinner. Like you are someone that's going to take the initiative to be like, I got you guys. I'm going to plan this thing. I'm going to do this thing at the expense of probably yourself. Like you have a busy life. Everyone does, but you have a very intense, stressful job. Like you try to say yes to everyone. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah. And I'm actually working on that now.
Which is good.
It's like, but it's hard because sometimes it's like, I want to say yes to everything. I want to do everything. But the other day, actually on therapy, my therapist said something about like, you have to also say yes to yourself.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't like what you're saying. I don't like this.
But I wonder, is it because by setting those boundaries and not saying yes to people, are you afraid you're going to lose those relationships?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think I've made it and maybe this is like part of like growing up and hopping from like Venezuela to a different group where I had to like find people, etc., and then going to university and then moving to LA, etc. You have to make yourself be available and make sure that people think that like, oh, they can rely on you and you're available to do this and you can do that and like you're always there. Not that you're always there as in like, oh, like she's always there, but more like she's fun to be around and she's nice. And so sometimes, I don't know if actually that was your first impression of me, but like when I meet people, it's usually people laugh a lot with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is I'm very like that. Like, I mean, you know, I'm a very light person, but also I can get deep and we can have very meaningful conversations. And now I have a balance in my life, I feel. But going back to the thing, it's like me saying yes a lot to people was like, I just want them to know that I'm there for people. And I, you know, I'm a reliable person, etc. But you can have both. And when people actually get to know you, they know. There are some of my best friends from Venezuela. They live over there, or they live in Miami, or they live in Europe, and we're 9 hours behind. We don't talk for 2-3 months. The moment we pick up the phone, the other day, Corina, my best friend, I was with some friend
in Venezuela.
Yes, but she was in Venezuela, coming back from a wedding, and she had to walk by herself back to the hotel at 3 a.m. over there. That here it's like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't ask me.
6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 p.m. So I was in the middle of something with some friends, but she called me, and I was in my head. I was like, it's 3 a.m. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
I pick up the phone. We haven't talked in 2 months on the phone. We check in WhatsApp, but I call her and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm just coming back from this wedding. I'm walking alone from the beach to the hotel, and I just want to be on the phone. Danielle, I was
she
like,
felt safe with you.
I was like having the conversation with them in English there, and in Spanish I was like, okay, ya llegaste, estás bien, like, what are you doing, blah, 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 ya estás en el hotel, okay. And I was like, just, I don't know, I think I was playing dominoes or something, and I was like, boom, 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 da, 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 yes, okay, guys, bye, she's fine. And it's like that, it's like you're there, but there's no need to be 24/7 on something. And because that then allows you to have time for yourself. Like,
I 100% agree. It's finding that balance of like, how much can you give? And sometimes you don't. I think sometimes I'm someone like this, so I'll speak for myself and see if it resonates with you, is I gave too much. Like someone would call, my best friend would call, and I'd be like, I have to give her an hour. I have to give her at least an hour of my time. And we got to a point, which therapy and just talking, she's like, Danielle, you're fine. Like, we don't have to have an hour conversation every time. I know I need you and I needed to call you. But even if you could just give me the 10 minutes. Because then what I'd started doing is she would call and I wouldn't pick up because I was like, I don't have an hour. I don't have an hour to give her. I can't pick up. And then she's like, what the heck? Why haven't I heard from you? I feel like you're avoiding me. So for me, it was finding that balancing act too, which is really interesting.
Do you think that still, like because I feel like you also have a very busy life in the sense of like you're not physically here sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you come, it's like I feel like you and I are similar in that way, that you have a lot of like different friends and different groups. And it's like, I always saw all of these people that growing up that they would have one big group, and those are their friends, ride or dies. Yeah. And it's like just them. And so it's like they have low maintenance. You go out one day and you saw all of your friends. And me, I'm like having this dinner and that dinner and this thing. And so when you come back to like LA, it's like, okay, how do I give myself time?
Yeah.
And how do I make sure that all of my friends feel like appreciated in life? And also the ones that are worth it, the ones that are worth it will understand that they cannot see you every
100%. And I've definitely lost friends because of that. Like the friends that you're like, I'm sorry, I just can't. And if you're not understanding of that, like, I'm sorry. But no, I think it's funny you brought up the clique of like, of course, in high school, there was like the group of girls and there's nothing wrong with that. There was like 5 or 6 of them. Until this day, I mean, they all live probably within 20 minutes of each other, and they all hang out, and they all had kids at the same time, got married at the same time. Like, there's a bond there between them that I always looked at as like, oh, I don't have that. But I started acting when I was 7. So my whole life, just like yours, you're traveling to different places and you're seeing different. I love it. I love because I have friends like you all over the world and of this complete different array of backgrounds, ethnicities, cultures, traditions, personality types. Like, I love it. But it also means there's a lot of friends, and it's a lot of different personalities to juggle, and they also don't all mesh. So you put them all in one room for like a get together, and you're like, Huh.
which I
Struggle.
I
Like,
am
oh, shit.
obsessed with that. I do it, and
I wanna
I've
do
done it. I've done it less in life now because it's like not everybody's gonna mesh, and that's okay. It's not that they don't like each other. It's just like I don't know.
Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, I like to say.
Oh,
And that's okay.
yeah, exactly. But this is something that actually I talked to my therapist about a couple of years back, which is I always felt she always likes to say like, okay, but like, can you paint? I'm a very visual person, so she was like, paint me a picture. Like, how are you feeling? And I was like, okay. So I was struggling with that of saying like, I don't have a group of friends. I have many groups of friends.
Yeah.
And I told her like, I feel like everybody is like their planet. Every group is like a planet, and it's like the rings in the orbit.
Yeah.
I think this is very scientific and whatever.
No, I like it.
But it's like a planet with
good
the
visual.
orbits, and then another planet with all of the moons, and then another. And it's like each of my friend groups was like one.
Yep.
And I was like a single little thing that just jumps and comes back alone, jumps and comes back alone. And before I used to see it as like a very lonely place of I don't have a group. And like, why don't I have a group? But now I'm like, this is actually a blessing. Like I can confidently say, like, I can call like every single one of these people.
Yeah.
And I know they're gonna be there for me. And they know that about me too. Mind you, the day I get married, I don't know where the
Make it a
hell
destination that no one lives. Like no one.
It's gonna be impossible.
An island somewhere. Like Australia. Do you have any friends in Australia?
Yes, I do.
I was going to say, I was like, I do too. Wait.
Yeah.
Maldives.
I don't think I have friends
There
in
you
Maldives.
go.
There you go.
And that's a good vacation.
If I want to elope, I'm gonna have to go there because, like, imagine if I have a wedding, I need to invite all of these planets. I'm like, where am I gonna put like the freaking planets?
There's not enough tables and chairs.
No, I need to marry a rich man, or I need to be rich myself.
Okay. Oh my God. It's so true. And I relate to all this, but I'm going to take us back a little bit to make sure that we get, because I know there's a couple stories we missed too. I need you to go back and talk about the story about where you almost got pulled into the car. Yeah. Okay. I want to go back to that. And then I finally want to hear about college and like your
Oh my God, we haven't even gone into college.
Oh, I know. But that's what I mean.
Wow.
Like you have such an amazing life. Oh. Like everyone does. That's why I love to hear people's stories. That's why I'm doing this. Like,
it's funny because I said my life is not interesting.
You
and
literally,
here we
you walked in the door, so you're like, I don't know what we're going to talk about because my life isn't interesting. I was like, okay. Like, this is a perfect example. So tell me about the time that you almost got kidnapped.
Okay. Actually, we're almost to the day. Today's the 12th, 13th.
I have no idea what today is.
I don't know when.
The 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. So
that's not the day the podcast is coming out, but that's the day we're filming.
When does it go out?
I don't know.
Okay. Next year.
Next year. 2027.
Imagine. No, but my birthday is the 30th of March, right? So.
Your birthday's coming up?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I know that it's on the calendar.
It's on a Monday, which.
That's not a good day.
No.
We'll do it the weekend before.
Exactly. So it was my birthday. My dad was already living here. So that was the year I turned 16. Okay. So my sister had English class, like private tutor for English.
Yeah.
So we dropped her off and then had a big test the next day. So my mom was going to drop me off at home so that I could study. And then she was going to go pick up my sister.
Okay.
My mom is bringing me back to, my dad is already in Miami. He's not he's in the picture, but not in the physical picture.
Got it.
She's dropping me off. And then we used to live in a house that was like, the house is here.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you go that way. And then through here, it's like a hill.
Okay.
That comes this way, right? So my house is here.
Okay.
My mom parks the car and I get off of the co-pilot seat.
Passenger seat, yeah.
Oh, that one.
I'm just using different words just in case people know what you're talking about from different perspectives.
And I'm opening the key.
Yeah.
And I'm opening the door with the key. And then I look up to the hill and I see a guy in a bike, in a motorcycle.
Yeah.
With, in Spanish, we say it a parrillero, which is the person that goes behind.
Yeah.
2 people. And back then they were doing these things called like secuestro express kidnapping. Like, which is they would kidnap you, call somebody to pay for your bail.
A ransom, basically.
A ransom, yes,
yeah.
Exactly, a ransom, and then that's it. So we didn't know, but they were waiting there. Express kidnappings would be like more like crimes of opportunity, I guess that's what you call it.
Yeah.
But this one felt like they were waiting for us. Like I'm very intuitive, and I felt like that was danger.
Yeah.
Like they weren't doing anything. They were just there.
But you knew.
But I clocked it. And Danielle, I don't know how I thought about this, but I saw that the guy turn on the bike I took the key out because in my head, turning 16, I was like, this is bad. Like this danger.
Yeah.
Take the key out. I got on the back seat of the car. I don't have time to go to the passenger seat. So I got off, I got on, and then I told my mom, you need to go.
You got on what? You're in the...
In the car. I get in the car.
Yes.
And then I tell my mom, you need to go. And she's like, why? And I'm like, we're going to get kidnapped. You need to go.
So she's in the driver's seat.
Yes.
You jump into the back seat.
Exactly.
You didn't have time to go into the passenger
seat because they were already coming down. Like I saw in the time
So
that
what
it took
key did you take out?
The key from the door, from the house door.
House door. Got it. I got it. Okay,
sorry.
No, this is good. I need the visual.
Yeah.
So you took the key out of the house door, jumped in the back seat, and sat in the passenger seat. Your mom's in the driver's seat.
Hitting my mom like in the shoulder, like, Mom, you need to go. And she was like, what? And I was like, they're gonna get us.
Yeah.
And she looks, and I tell you, like, I think she's probably still traumatized from this. The guy was trying to open the door, and he went like this to her, like,
put his like a finger up to his face.
Yes, and he did say shh. Like I felt him. I can see his face. He was wearing a yellow shirt and like a little like black helmet, and like it was
yellow shirt. He wasn't being very.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
The man in the yellow shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the only part of it that I was like, wait a second. But how scary. And you come up to the window and be like, shh.
Exactly. The reason why we got saved is because we had a Jeep Liberty.
No, why do I have to cough now?
No!
Go. Okay. The reason you got saved.
The reason we got saved, I think, is because we had a Jeep Liberty, which for you to open that door, it's not pull. You have to push and pull. The guy didn't know how to open the door.
So he's an idiot. Good.
Yeah, that gave my mom the 2 seconds she needed to gas it up. We left the house and we went to like my mom's friend's house where my sister was sticking tutoring. Yeah. And we stayed there like until we were regulated and safe to go back.
But how do you know you're safe to go back?
We didn't. But like we had a friend come and check on the house and the perimeter and like see if there was anyone waiting for us. We got home and it was safe, fine, everything was fine. But I remember that day, because what I haven't said is that year I was very like I didn't want to leave my country, right? I was like,
well, your friends, your routine, the stability of what you knew, the safety of what you knew.
Exactly. So the summer before is when we found out that my dad was going to stay there, right? September.
Okay.
March is my birthday, and we're seeing to leave July, August. So it was in the middle of that year.
Okay.
I call my dad after from my mom's friend house. I tell him like, I get it. Like, I know we need to leave, and I'm never going to forget that birthday. That day, I think I understood. I need to leave my country. I need to leave everything that I know because it's not safe. It's really not. And it was very scary. And I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Well, how could you forget it?
Yeah.
It sounds like it was a really traumatic year. Yeah. And a traumatic year and a really impressionable time in your life.
Yeah. And I really admire my family for getting through it. I admire my dad. I admire my mom, my sister even. Like, I've never had a very deep conversation with her about like how she felt because she was so little. Like you see, you have friends that have kids and everything. Like, a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, like all of the innocence. It's like they lost it. I know I lost a part of me, right? Of like the teenage like years and everything. But seeing like how it affected my sister too, it was hard. Very hard. But yeah.
Valentina.
That's the story how I almost got kidnapped.
You never got emotional before when you said it, but I think usually it's because it's kind of like the story of like, oh, let me tell you the story of I got kidnapped. But the truth is when it's just you and I talking, it's like you can use the eating napkin, the sweet and savory napkin. Now I know I need tissues too. The sweet and savory napkin can also be used for tears. You got me too.
But yeah, I remember that day vividly. And my dad was like, okay. Like imagine how that feels. You're the three women in your life calling you and being like, hey, we almost got kidnapped.
Well, and he's helpless. He can't fly there. He can't help you. I mean, everybody in that situation must have been. And then you had to go back to that house. I mean, I would have struggled to go back to the house knowing that it could happen. I mean, how do you sleep? Like every night you're like, is it going to happen again?
Mm-hmm. And again, I don't say it enough. Like, my story is nothing compared to what other people have like gone through in Venezuela. I am very blessed. Like nothing ever happened to me like what has happened to some of my friends and their families. Like,
wow.
Yeah. It's I won't get into the stage of the world right now and what everything, but every time that somebody like invites a conversation about being Venezuelan and about the experience, I am very lucky to have friends like you and like friends that are not Venezuelan that are willing to listen and understand the Venezuelan experience and form an opinion after, because hearing about it in the news is one thing, hearing about it from like TV shows, it's something else, but living it, it's very scary.
I appreciate you saying that too, because I'll never understand it, but I do feel like maybe because, and you're like this too, is because we travel and like to travel. Not that there's anything against people that don't, but like there is something that you realize that you'll be watching the news and then you go to that location and you're like, oh, it's nothing like what people said. And I feel like that very quickly makes you go, and we're curious minds, I think, but very quickly goes, I want to hear about it from people that are actually here. Like, tell me what's actually going on. And I've always valued your openness and vulnerability to talk about your experience too. And you've never held back.
No.
So I love that. So thank you for that too. Whew, that conversation went deep and got incredibly real. We're going to take a breather to let all of that sink in. But Valentina's story is far from over. Join us for part 2 as we uncover the rest, because life isn't curated. It's layered, it's messy, and it's absolutely delicious.